I got this 3D printer right here for free. You heard me right, $0. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did it and how you can do it yourself. Welcome to Mostly Functional Engineering. This is a CR10S Pro V2 by Creality. This is an enormous 3D printer. I got this thing for free on Facebook Marketplace. This thing was a steal. It is a little grody. Yummy. Lots of dust. Now, how do you find deals like this? Go to your favorite marketplace app, whether it's Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, whatever's in your local area, and set up a bunch of alerts. Set them for things like free 3D printer, broken printer, Creality, Elegoo, Anycubic, Bambu Labs, pick whatever it is, and set those alerts. And the big key here is you need to act fast. Once you get that notification, you need to reply instantly. If you wait even 5-10 minutes, it's gone. Someone else is gonna pick it up. Because it was free, there's no risk. Why not take it home and try and fix it? If it doesn't work, I'll just post it and some other guy will pick it up. It used to be a school 3D printer. They were updating their makerspace and they were just getting rid of it. So I don't even know if it'll turn on. It did come with this extra, it's like an adapter board. It's definitely like an adapter board for whatever this cable is. So looks like an adapter board for this. Maybe it needs this part, maybe it doesn't. But this thing is sweet. It's got a built-in auto leveling. It's got a filament runout sensor. It's got a 300 by 300 by 400 build area. That is huge. It's way bigger than my current 3D printer. It came with all these build plates. So many build plates, but what do you bet it'll even turn on? Dual gear extruder, filament runout sensor. This thing's pretty freaking sweet. This is the 3D printer all cleaned up. She cleaned up pretty nicely. Here's the moment of truth. We're gonna see if this thing even powers on. Hey. Oh, that was a startup noise. Let's try an auto home here. No way. No way, it totally works. Okay, that is so great. Heck yeah, let's go. Here you can see just how much bigger it is than my old printer. That's the Ender 3 Pro. This is the CR10. Wow, look how much bigger that is. This is like 300 by 300 by 400, and that one's, what, 200 by 200 by 300, so that's quite a bit bigger. I'd say that's working. The 3D printer lives. Now, reality check here. Working, really nice printers are typically not free. If you're patient and you're willing to go with something a little older and maybe broken and you're willing to tinker with it a little bit, you can often find a really great deal. Now, to prove a point, I just went on Craigslist and found 2 working 3D printers for less than 50 bucks each, which is honestly a really great deal. Now, I know that's not free, but these are fully functional working printers that you can test out at his house before you pick them up. Are these the nicest 3D printers? No, but they're way better than those really, really cheap basic ones. These retailed for probably $200-300 new. And they work. So if you're willing to be patient and you're willing to fiddle a little bit, you can often find something free. But even working 3D printers, if you get them used, can be a great deal. Now, there are pros and cons to buying a used 3D printer. So the pros are going to be that they are extremely cheap. Something like an Ender 3 style is just readily available. There are tons of them. Because of that, parts are readily available if anything is broken. And those parts are cheap. They are really easy to work on. And they're a great way to learn how 3D printers actually work. Now, there are cons to buying a used 3D printer. It could have all sorts of hidden problems. It could have a motherboard failure. It could have a broken heater. It could have a worn extruder. There are a million things that could go wrong, and you often can't find those immediately. So let's compare these options to an entry-level new 3D printer. These are going to be around $100 to $200. They're going to have warranties. They're going to have no issues right out of the box. They're still going to have really great support, and they're still going to be fairly inexpensive. Not free, but $100 to $200, which is fairly inexpensive for 3D printing. Now, for a little bit more money, like the $300, $400, $500 range, you can get a CoreXY printer. Now, these printers will have a lot of really nice features like Wi-Fi printing and bed leveling and enclosures, which can often be really helpful, but may not be totally necessary. Then at the top tier, you're gonna have things like Bambu Labs and professional grade printers, which have all the bells and whistles and are they're just push and play. There's no fiddling, they just work. So should you get a cheap or used 3D printer? It depends. If you're a beginner, you might want something that just works out of the box and just works every single time. I might recommend a cheap or used 3D printer for someone who's not sure they're gonna like it. You know, you could try it and you might be out nothing, or maybe 40, 50 bucks. 150 if you buy a new cheap printer. Buying a cheap or used 3D printer is gonna be low risk, it's gonna be easy to repair, you'll learn the fundamentals. To be honest, I've been really pleased with my cheap 3D printers. They're old, they have some issues, but when things do break, they're really easy to fix. They're not blazing fast like these new CoreXY printers, but I usually just print my stuff overnight and it's ready for me in the morning. It's taught me more about how extruders work, how bed leveling works, and how to design better 3D prints. I actually almost like working on 3D printers more than using the 3D printers, and maybe that's just because I'm an engineer. So yes, you can get a free 3D printer, but what you're really getting is an opportunity. If you move fast, find great deals, and you're willing to put in a little bit of tinkering, you can get a machine that works really well. So what do you think? Do you have a used 3D printer? Tell me the greatest deal you got on Facebook Marketplace. So would you rather get something cheap and fix it along the way, or just buy something more expensive and just hit print? Thanks, and be sure to like and subscribe.